Mike, check. Justin Hunt. It's all happening. Thanking everybody rocking with the channel. Thanking everybody subscribed through the channel, who shared a video, shared a link. It's priceless. Big thank you to everyone who's donated. If you'd like to donate, you can hit the Cash App that's right up there, or you can hit the link in the description. And big thank you to all the newest members, all my newest members, Quest, Sir Ladybugs. Music decorates time. It surely does. It surely does. Music does decorate time. I love that. JTG presents Farai and Barry. 9-second applause. Thank you. If you guys would like to join and contribute to this community, there's a link in the description as well. It's priceless. It's I'm blessed and highly favored, and I feel empowered. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Now, chart report time. Now, we've been looking forward to this chart over the past week, 2 weeks actually. Those are two pretty big charts. One, 2 weeks ago, people were very curious to see where Kendrick Lamar would end up on the charts, since that was the first chart following the Super Bowl. And he received a tremendous Super Bowl bump. Luther ended up at #1, Not Like Us got back on the charts. TV Off was top 5. Squabble Up, number of tracks. GNX went back to #1, but he also had Good Kid, Mad City, and Damn. So he had 3 albums in the top 10. So his Super Bowl bump was crazy. And then last week's charts, people were looking at those closely to see where Drake's Some Sexy Songs for You, his collaborative project with PARTYNEXTDOOr, ended up on the charts. And Drake debuted at #1 on the album charts, which I think is expected. And 2, #6 on the Billboard Hot 100 was Give Me a Hug. That was his subtle diss song that's on that album. And Nokia was #10. Okay, so those were 2 big charts. Now, one of the conversations around Drake's Some Sexy Songs for You was, is this project gonna stick? Now, I've covered that project from a news standpoint. I didn't do a review on it. You know, generally speaking, I decided to cover it from what Drake fans are saying. And so there's some songs on there that really resonate with Drake fans, with Canada. The project is also viewed as sort of a love letter to OVO style Toronto R&B with air quotes. But Nokia is a joint. And that song has been going crazy viral. Nokia has been super viral over the course of since the project has released. But my biggest question was whether or not Some Sexy Songs for You was going to stick. And people have been excited to hear what Drake was going to put out from a project standpoint. You know, he's talked about Some Sexy Songs for You for quite a while, at least since October. And was the finished project enough to stick on the charts? After the initial bump, after the initial excitement, how has the project held up from a commercial standpoint, which at the same time has a correlation to how has the project held up from a fan listening standpoint. So this week's chart report shall reveal all. All right, so let's jump into it. Billboard Hot 100, Luther, back on top, still on top. 2 weeks at #1. This is part of the Super Bowl bump that Kendrick received. 1 second applause to Luther. So Luther still sits at the top of the charts. #2, Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. #3, Not Like Us. So last week, Not Like Us was at #2. His peak position was #1. Now it's #3. It's been on the charts for 42 weeks. 42 weeks. Hey, 1 second applause for Not Like Us, 42 weeks. #4, TV Off. Stays where it was last week. His peak position was #2. I believe that was the debut week. And now it's #4. It's been on the chart for 14 weeks. #5, a bar song, Tipsy, coming back to life. My man Shabuzi, representing Empire, representing Virginia. Probably the only man with locks to ever give an acceptance speech on the Country Music Awards stage. 1 second applause to Shabuzi. Last week was #9, so it rose significantly. Incredible run on the charts last year. I'm a big Shabuzi supporter. So 1 second applause again for Shabuzi. #6, APT Rose and Bruno Mars. Last week was 7, peak position 3. It's been on the charts for 19 weeks. Now this is where Give Me a Hug was last week. Last week, Give Me a Hug was number 6, and it's fallen off the charts. Now, one thing I said about Drake's album is I feel like it's personality driven. And I think the backstory, the anticipation to hear what Drake was going to say on a full length, even if it was with PARTYNEXTDOOr or otherwise, was part of the excitement around the initial commercial reaction to it. But Give Me a Hug didn't stick. So it's fallen off. It's not number 6 anymore. Number 7, not rap. Number 8, Chaperone, Pink Pony Club. I know it's not rap, but I support Chaperone. 1 second applause to Chaperone. She's got great energy, great spirit, and gave a great Grammy speech. Number 9, Teddy Swims, Lose Control. Big fan of Lose Control. Big fan of Teddy Swims. I think he's very talented, wildly talented. Number 10, Squabble Up. So this dropped from number 5. Now it's down to number 10. Peak Position was number 1. It's been on the charts for 14 weeks. Now look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this top 10. Look at this top 10. Did you see anybody missing? Drake has fallen completely out of the top 10. So, songs do come back. But right now, Some Sexy Songs for You doesn't have any singles. As Kendrick Lamar once said, it's not enough. 1 second applause. But there's nothing sticking. There's nothing sticking on this album, in the top 10 at least. There's only 2 in the top 10, and both of those fell out, including Nokia. So let's see what's up. Number 11, Nokia. Now, this is the breakout track from Some Sexy Songs for You, in my opinion. I mean, I think this is the strongest track. It's being pushed heavily on social media right now. Last week was number 10. This week is number 11. Songs can have a second, third life on the charts. It happens all the time. So perhaps they're going to keep pushing this song. But this was also a big topic of discussion around Nokia. And especially, I think there's a lot of people who are looking at this ironically, considering Drake has been saying that reactors in particular, for example, were being motivated by unnatural means to react to Not Like Us during this battle. And Nokia is getting an extreme, I'd argue extreme push right now. It's definitely the focus track. And here's a video that went viral this week, right? And so there is a viral clipping company that has been hired by Drake's team, presumably, that is offering people money in exchange for creating UGC content to help promote Nokia, right? And so Nokia is, UGC content is user-generated content. And so this video clip right here has been going viral. Let's take a look.
Just break down what you've been doing with Drake and PARTYNEXTDOOr's team for their album launch.
We did 53 million views in a week. His album went number 1 in 7 days. They gave us a budget to pay out their audience, pay out clippers and UGC creators to just make content around the album. Anything.
So you hear that, right? He says they gave him a budget to create UGC content, right? So they're really pushing this song. They're actively pushing this song. He talked about how the album went number 1 in the first week. So that tells me that they've been pushing this song throughout the full week. And so that at least this service, the way he describes it, sound like this week's numbers also reflect the UGC focus on Nokia and on this project. So I'm gonna run it back a little bit. Let's take a listen again.
In a week, his album went number 1 in 7 days. They gave us a budget to pay out their audience, pay out clippers and UGC creators to just make content around the album, anything related. So we're paying 70 cents per 1,000 views for UGC creators to make videos reacting to it, lip syncing, dancing.
And you guys
70 cents per 1,000 views.
basically created the Nokia trend.
Yeah, it's cooking right now. I can't escape it.
All right, so they created the Nokia trend. They've been working this project. Now, there's a lot of people who look at this as something nefarious. Now, I look at this maybe as a little bit more ironic than nefarious, considering Drake is alleging that Not Like Us, particularly on the reactors side, was motivated by unnatural means. They were trying to say that reactors reacted to the songs because Kendrick removed the copyright. Right, that's at the foundation of their original lawsuit against UMG for defamation, right? And here is, an example of how Drake is using a similar service. Now, it's different. It's completely different. And this is completely different than payola, for example. When you're engaging in payola, now you're manipulating the marketplace, from a different angle. That's totally different. But this is a very common thing. Having UGC creators paying influencers to help market a song. I don't see anything nefarious here. I see something ironic here. And I also see something that's potentially telling. Like, looking forward, I'm going to be looking at what Nokia is doing on the charts in the coming week. Because in this clip, again, my man said that they got the budget to push the project after it dropped. It went number one. It did 53 million views. And they're pushing Nokia, and they're behind the Nokia trend. So Nokia, with this investment at least, this project, with the investment that it's receiving, at least from a UGC trending, a UGC campaign standpoint, I don't know if we're seeing the results yet, right? Because they're paying these people to help push the song, presumably to help increase its chart support. Now, radio is a big part of the Billboard charts too, so that's a separate category. And perhaps the work that these guys are doing is the only reason why this album is really being pushed, because I don't think it's had a major radio impact as of yet. I did read an article where they were talking about they wanted to push Give Me a Hug, Nokia, and I believe one other song that I can't remember, to radio. I'm not sure the impact of that, but they're hiring influencers or companies to get influencers to create Nokia content, to create some sexy songs for you content. And the second week is there, Give Me a Hug fell out of the top 10 and Nokia fell out the top 10. And that's a focused track, and that was sitting at number 11. So I say all that to say is that, they are pushing this project in one way or another. And right now, his numbers are down. He is falling. He is sliding on the charts in his second week. And if we compare that to, for example, Luther, Not Like Us, TV Off, Squabble Up, all songs that dropped 14 weeks ago, there is a different level of sticking power. These songs are stickier than what we see from some sexy songs for you so far. So no songs in the top 10 for Drake. Nokia dips one spot to number 11. Despite the marketing focus on UGC creators, which is a very common practice. Very common practice. Number 12, not rap. Number 13, not rap. Number 14, not rap. Number 15, 30 for 30, SZA with Kendrick Lamar. 1 second applause. Number 16, not rap. Number 17, Post Malone, Ill, Yuck, Gross. Number 18, not rap. Number 19, not rap. Number 20, Timeless, The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. So last week was number 24. Now it's at number 20. It's getting another boost again. It's been on the charts for 22 weeks. Its peak position was number 3. 21, Messi, Lola Young. 22, not rap. 23, All the Stars, Kendrick Lamar and SZA. This is a Super Bowl bump right here. 1 second applause. 24, not rap. 25, Doechii, Denial is a River. Oh, Doechii, continue to rise, queen. You deserve it all. 1 second applause to Doechii. 26, not rap. 27, Chaperone, Good Luck, Babe. Number 27, 1 second applause to Chaperone. I support Chaperone. I like what she's about. Number 28, Drake, Give Me a Hug. Give Me a Hug is number 28. Okay, so this is that's a big fall. That's a big fall. It was number 6 last week. The interest was around the fact that he is throwing subs at Kendrick. And it went from 6 to 28. 6 to 28. The stickiness just isn't there. I don't see the stickiness of this project. Number 29, Die Trying, PARTYNEXTDOOr, Drake and Yebba. It was number 21 last week. It dropped 8 spots. 30, Bad Bunny, DTMF. 1 second applause to Bad Bunny. 31, not rap. 32, not rap. 33, not rap. 34, not rap. 35, not rap. 36, not rap. 37, Peekaboo. I'll just put some boogers in my chain. Peekaboo. Ain't that point, it's like a Kobe game. Second applause. This song is so crazy. Kendrick Lamar featuring AZ Chike. 38, not rap. 39, Bad Bunny, Valle Inolvidable. 40, not rap. 41, not rap. 42, SZA, BMF. 1 second applause to SZA. 43, not rap, but kind of rap. I Know Love, Tate McRae featuring the Kid Laroi. Kid Laroi did great on the charts last year. He was a mainstay in the Billboard Hot 100 last year. It looks like they're having success again. They're having success again. He's having success again, rather, with his collaboration with Tate McRae. We're going to see that album on the Billboard 200 here in a second. in the top 20. 44, not rap. 45, not rap. 46, not rap. 47, sticky. Things are getting sticky. But not for some sexy songs for you. Tyler, the Creator, featuring Glorilla, Sexy Red, and Lil Wayne. 1 second applause. Marching band music right there. 48, not rap. 49, What You Know About Me, Glorilla and Sexy Red. Hanging around. I really love Glorilla. Like, Glorilla to me is the all-American girl. Like, she's the all-American rapper. That's what I hear when I listen to her music. You know, she has a line that she says, give a fuck about a credit score, I might be rich tomorrow. 1 second applause. That's so American. That is so American. That is the American way right there. Give a fuck about your credit score, I might be rich tomorrow. 1 second applause for Glorilla. Now, that line's not on that song, but that's one of my favorite Glorilla lyrics. 50. Cry For Me, The Weeknd, the true arbiter of Canadian R&B. 51, not rap. 52, not rap. 53, not rap. 54, not rap. 55, not rap. 56, Residuals, Chris Brown. 25 weeks on the chart. This song is sticky too. 57, Jello Tweaker. Now, it looks like its run might be slowing down. It was in the top 30, I think, 2 weeks ago. I think it was in the 40s last week, and now it's 57. But this is still one of my favorite stories this year. This is one of my favorite stories without question. And I'm excited to see what Jello does. So 1 second applause to Jello Ball. Forgotten Ball Brother Makes Good. 58, not rap. 59, not rap. 60, CN Tower, Party Next Door, and Drake. 61, Somebody Loves Me, Party Next Door, and Drake. Wow, these two songs just collapsed. Last week, CN Tower was 18 and 60. This week, Somebody Loves Me is 61. Last week, it was 30. I don't think there's anything sticking on this. Bad Dreams, Teddy Swims, number 62. Good News, Shabuzi. Got 2 songs on the chart. 1 second applause to Shabuzi. Good News is number 63. 64, not rap. 65, not rap. 66, not rap. 67, Leon Thomas, Mutt. 1 second applause. My Kind of R&B. Now, this song was 97 last week, and it's 67 this week. So it looks like they've got a renewed push behind this. But this is a fantastic album. Leon Thomas Mutt is up and down. Fantastic. And so check it out if you missed it. Bad Bunny, number 68. Nueva Y'all. 1 second applause to Bad Bunny again. 69, J. Cole Clouds. J. Cole Clouds coming in at number 69. 1 second applause. This is first week on the chart. Now, I love this song. I feel like J. Cole has heard all my criticism and crafted a special track just for me. Just for me. It sounds like something Bone Thugs and Harmony would rap over. And it sounds like he's dipping into his Lupe bag while being inspired, while the second verse starts off like the Boondocks theme song. Like, those are 3 of my favorite things in life. All in one J. Cole song. It's a great track. It really is a great track. It's my favorite J. Cole song in years. And it looks like they've now released it commercially. So since it premiered on his blog in the beginning. So now it's at number 69. Let's see where this goes. But 1 second applause to J. Cole's Clouds. Fat, Juicy, and Wet, number 70. Sexy Red and Bruno Mars. 71, not rap. 72, Something About You, PARTYNEXTDOOr, and Drake. Last week it was 26. This week is 72. See, there's a pattern here. There is a pattern here, and I'm having difficulty saying that they're not pushing it, because we just watched the guy talk about how they were given a budget to invest in UGC content. Right now, again, Billboard does include radio, so in the absence of radio, here's where we are. But everything is sliding something drastic in week 2. 73, Like Him, Tyler, the Creator, featuring Lola Young. 1 second applause to Tyler, the Creator. 74, not rap. 75, Jenny and Doechii, Extra. Now, this song went viral last week too. Doechii's voice is crazy. Her flow, her verse on this is nuts. And there's a lot of people who are comparing this to a Nicki Minaj song. Barbs were getting very upset. At this. And Doechii has so many different styles. And that's the thing that I'm not upset about when it comes to certain songs. Like, even with J. Cole, when I talk about how that song sounds like a Bone Thugs song with some Lupe Fiasco and Boondocks in it. You know, J. Cole has enough styles to where I don't feel like he just leans on other people's stuff all the time. And Doechii's one of those artists as well. She has a ton of styles. She can approach a track a dozen or more different ways right now. And that's only going to increase as she continues to evolve as an artist. But this is a great song too. Extra, Jenny, and Doechii, number 75. 1 second applause. 76, Not Rap. 77, Not Rap. 78, Deeper, Party Next Door. Last week, 31. This week, 78. Even Party on His Own isn't sticking. 79, Not Rap. 80, Heart of a Woman, Summer Walker. 1 second applause to Summer Walker. 81, Not Rap. 82, Not Rap. 83, LV Bag, Don Toliver, J Hope, Pharrell Williams, and Speedy. This is debut on the chart. This is a new entry. Shout out to all those artists. 84, Voy a Lieverte Pa PR, Bad Bunny. 1 second applause. 85, Not Rap. 86, Mothballs, Party Next Door, and Drake. Last week, 29. This week, 86. There's a pattern here. 87, Raining in Houston. Now, I'm surprised about this one, to be honest. Raining in Houston was 43 last week. It's 87 this week. And this is another song that seems to be a fan favorite. But maybe I shouldn't be at this point in time because there is a consistent pattern with the lack of stickiness of some sexy songs for you. 88, The Largest, Big X the Plug. 1 second applause, my man, Big X the Plug. Last week was 94. He's up to 88 this week. 89, Little Things, LMA. New entry, 1 second applause to LMA. LMA, excuse me. 90, Not Rap. 91, Spider-Man, Superman, Party Next Door, and Drake. Last week was 35. This week is 91. Now, I feel like this song has potential as well, too. I feel like there's potential here for this track, even if it's not showing it right now. EOO, Bad Bunny at number 92. Last week was number 91. 93, Kane Brown, Backseat Driver, 93. Now, this is a country artist, but I'm not mad at Kane Brown. I'm not mad at Kane Brown. I met him twice when I was working in country music. Nice guy. Nice guy. 1 second applause to Kane Brown. 94, P-Me's Dilemma. P-Me, Party Next Door, and Drake. Last week was 45. This week is 94. 95, Hey Now. Kendrick Lamar featuring Dodie 6. Last week was 81. This week is 95. 1 second applause. No Poll, Don Toliver comes in at 96. Last week was 98, so it's crept up a little bit. 97, Small Town Fame, Drake. Last week it was 40. This week it's 97. 98, Not Rap. 99, Not Rap. And 100, Not Rap. So, big takeaways here. Drake has fallen out of the top 10 with all songs. Most songs had significant slippage. Nokia is the one that's held closest to where it was during his debut week, and it does look like they were doing a viral push around that song. Now, again, I know I talked about that. I showed that video. I just want to reiterate one more time. I don't see anything nefarious about paying influencers at all. I see something hypocritical if you're going to use reactors as evidence that Not Like Us wasn't organic. If you're going to use that as evidence, which is totally different than this, all they did was turn off the copyright. Most people who reacted to that didn't know the copyright was turned off until they put their video up. That's generally how that goes. But Nokia is the one that's standing the firmest out of Drake and Party Next Door's Some Sexy Songs for You. Now, let's go over to the Billboard 200 charts. Let's see what the albums are looking like. Let's see if Drake can hold the number one spot. Billboard 200. Number one, not Drake. Not Drake. Number one, Tate McRae. So Close to What takes the number one spot. Tate McRae takes the number one spot. Now, this is a pop artist, I think. I'm not super familiar with Tate McRae, but as you can see, she was all over the Billboard Hot 100 this week. And I think she had such dominance that it affected a lot of other songs that were on the charts. Most notably, I think, Some Sexy Songs for You. So What? So Close to What takes over at the number one spot. Number two, Some Sexy Songs for You. Some Sexy Songs for You now. But that is a one spot drop. And you can see that the songs have slipped quite a bit. But number two, Some Sexy Songs for You. Number three, GNX. GNX, Kendrick Lamar, has been on the charts for 14 weeks. Peak position number one. Last week, number three, is holding steady. Same thing with SOS by SZA. SZA's been on the charts for 116 weeks. Peak position number one. Last week, number four. Both of those are holding steady. 1 second applause to both of them. Number five, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter. Number six, Debbie Tiara Mas Photos, Bad Bunny. Number 7, Hurry Up Tomorrow, The Weeknd. Number 8, Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, Chaperone. Number 9, Morgan Wallen, One Thing at a Time. Number 10, Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft. Number 11, Secret of Us, Gracie Abrams. Number 12, The Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift. Number 13, Stick Season, Noah Kahan. Number 14, Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator. 1 second applause. Number 15, The Diamond Collection, Post Malone, Ew, Yuck, Gross. Number 17, Kendrick Lamar, Damn. 1 second applause. Number 18, Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar. 1 second applause. Number 19, Mi Vida, Mi Muerte, Niton Vega. I Love My Death. I think that's what that says. All my Spanish analysts, let me know if I translated that correctly. I'm working. I'm trying. 1 second applause for Spanish. And number 20, Take Care, Big X the Plug, the largest. 1 second applause. I'm a big X the Plug fan, if you can't tell. Now, I've written about him quite a bit. I've written about him more than I've covered him on this channel. Actually, I probably should just take a couple of my reviews and turn them into videos. It's pretty easy to do. But this is this week's chart report. So Drake falls out of the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he slides to number 2 on the Billboard 200. Kendrick Lamar still number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and GNX and SOS, Kendrick Lamar's album and SZA's album, hold steady at 3 and 4. So those are the most notable names in this week's chart report. Let me know what you think about all of this. My name is Justin Hunt. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow the Company Man on everything. Follow the Justin Hunt podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views that's radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dabbing it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.